Hi, boys and girls. It's the creator of Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day. And I am back. Yes, I am back with more Backyardigans. I read some stories before out of this one. I read two of these back in November because it's the big book of Backyard Adventures. And today I'm going to try to read a few more for you. There's a few stories in here. I can't read them all at once, but I can definitely read a couple today. Are you ready? Wait a minute. What's this doing back here? What's this chair doing back here? It's my little board chair that my little friends sit on when I read to them. And it was sitting back here, waiting for me to read the Backyardigans. But guess what? We're going to put it right here, because we don't need it back there. Not when we have the Backyardigans. You see what I did there? There's a whole lot of my back going on here. Last time, I almost fell off the chair. Let's see what's going to happen this time. This feels so right. Oh, the hiney is planted firmly on the chair, so I don't think you're going to get to laugh at me this time. The Big Book of Backyard Adventures. Let's go for it, and let's read the first one in the book, The Race to the Tower of Power. And you know what? I just read the Powerpuff Girls, so let's stick with the power. Or do you want me to read The Secret of Snow? Because we're off on a snow day today and we're stuck inside. Or do you want me to read the Polka Palace Party? Let's see. Flip it around. Flip it around. Let's pick it at random. I'm going to read about snow because I'm on a snow day and I'm off with you today. The Secret of Snow. Can you see that? Let's get closer. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who loved snow very much. I love to sled, she cried. I love to catch snowflakes on my tongue, and I love to make snow angels. The only problem was that it wasn't snowing. So the little girl decided to try to discover the secret of snow by finding the ice lady who lived far away in the icy north. Surely the ice lady could make it snow. The little girl set off for the icy north, a cold, unfriendly place with gloomy gray skies as far as the eyes could see. The ice lady and her assistant were hard at work making the world as icy as possible. The ice lady took her job very seriously. She had no time to rest or play, so when she spotted a little girl at her door, she became angry. "No time for visitors," she shouted. "To make the world nice, we need to fill up with ice." To make the world nice, we need to fill it up with ice. Then the ice lady cranked a wheel on her control panel and sent the little girl swirling in a cyclone of ice bubbles all the way into the middle of a dry, sandy desert. "Whee!" said the little girl. "How did I get here?" "Howdy, ma'am," shouted a passer cowboy. "I'm Cowboy Pablo, and we need to get out of the way of the yonder twister." A tornado roared straight towards the little girl and Cowboy Pablo. It chased them to the left and to the right, and then cornered them against a rock wall. "Well, ma'am," said Cowboy Pablo, "it looks like we're goners." The ice lady's assistant, who had been watching the little girl and Cowboy Pablo from the ice factory, could see they needed help. "I'll freeze the twister with the ice machine," he cried. He pushed a button on the control panel and the twister froze solid. "Tarnation!" cried Cowboy Pablo. "Is that snow?" "No," said the little girl, "it's ice. Snow is lighter and fluffier and fun to play in." Pablo liked the sound of snow, so the two new friends headed north to find the ice lady and the secret of snow. When the ice lady saw them coming, she grew annoyed again. "Oh, for the love of ice," she cried. "We don't need friendly visitors. We have work to do." Again, she cranked a wheel on her control panel, and in a swirl of ice cubes, she sent the little girl and Cowboy Pablo tumbling all the way into a hot, steamy jungle. They landed on the vine of Tyrone of the jungle. The vine tangled over a deep grove. "Gee," said Tyrone of the jungle, "I wish I could rescue you, but this vine is about to break." As the rope gave way, the ice lady's assistant, who had been watching everything, turned the waterfall into an icy slide. The friends slid to safety. Then the little girl told her new friend all about her journey. Tyrone of the jungle loved the sound of snow, so he joined the others on their trip back to the icy north. When the friends returned to the ice factory, the ice lady became madder than ever. She switched on her ice machine and froze everything inside her factory. The children and the ice lady's assistant tried to escape, but they slipped on the ice and slid onto the factory floor. "No more interruptions," boomed the ice lady. "Now you will make ice for me. Get to work." But the friends found they liked to make ice. And this did not please the ice lady one bit. Ice making was serious business. The madder she got, the faster she cranked her ice machine. It went berserk, and her office filled up with ice. "Help!" she screamed. The ice lady's workers rushed to her office and pulled her out of the ice. You saved me, said the ice lady with great surprise. Of course we did, said the ice lady's assistants. That's what friends are for, said the little girl. We didn't mean to interrupt your work, the little girl went on. We just wanted to find out the secret of snow. I'm sorry, said the ice lady, who looked quite humbled, but I don't know the secret of snow. The little girl felt awful. Now it wasn't going to snow, and she had let down her friends. On top of that, she had disrupted the ice lady. I'm so sorry, said the little girl grumbly. When you've got good friends, said the ice lady, who cares about snow? And just then, as if by magic, it began to snow. And so Tyrone of the Jungle and Cowboy Pablo got their wish to see snow for the first time, and the little girl got to play in the backyard with all of her friends. And you know what? Some kids are outside playing in the snow right now because we had a snow day today and we are off from school. It is our first snow day of 2024. What's my favorite page, you say? When you got good friends, said the ice lady, who cares about snow? And just then, as if by magic, it began to snow. You know what I say? When you have good friends, when it snows, that makes it even better because then you have someone to play in the snow with. Boys and girls, what other page should we read? We are finished with that one. Should we go back to the front and try Race to Power? Yeah, Race to Power. Pablo and Tyrone were playing in the backyard. Waha! We're supervillains, said Pablo. I'm Yucky Man. I have the power to make things yucky. And I am Dr. Shrinky, said Tyrone. I have the power to make things small. Voila! Whoa! Watcha! Hey, Dr. Shrinky, said Pablo. Let's use our supervillain powers to take over the world. Yeah, replied Tyrone. To do that, we need to capture the key to the world that's hidden in the Tower of Power. Wah! Let's go! So soon as the villains left, two superheroes bounded into the yard. Sometimes things fall down. Sometimes it's me. Not this time, though. I'm Captain Hammer, said Austin proudly. I can build anything. And I'm Weather Woman, announced Uniqua. I have the power to change the weather. Look, said Austin, pointing to a tiny, googly slide. The supervillains have been here. They must be after the key to the world, said Uniqua. Come on, it's superheroes to the rescue. Meanwhile, Pablo and Tyrone were making villainous plans in the forest of darkness. This way, Yucky Man, said Tyrone. We need to cross the land of cold. Not so fast, supervillains, said a voice. Superheroes? Yelled Pablo. The heroes chased after the villains. Ground yet gets sticky, ordered Pablo. Ground gets sticky. Zrp! The ground beneath the superheroes turned into a yucky, smelly mud pit. "We're stuck," cried Uniqua as she watched the villains escape. "Quick, Captain Hammer, get out of here." Austin found a stone and banged it with his superhero hammer. Quick as a flash, a mud-sucking vacuum cleaner appeared and sucked up all the yucky mud. "Come on," said Uniqua. "We can't let the villains get to the Tower of Power before we do." "Brr," said Austin a few moments later. "I guess we've reached the land of cold." "Look," said Uniqua, pointing. The villains were sliding across the ice towards the tower. "Quick, build us a boat, Captain Hammer." Bang! Austin hit a twig with his toy hammer. And poof, a boat appeared. "And now I'll use my superpowers to change the weather," said Uniqua. Weather changed to hot. The sun grew hot. Crack! The ice began to melt. "Uh-oh," said Tyrone. "The ice is melting." Moments later, the two villains stood stranded on a tiny iceberg while the superheroes rode past them. Then Pablo had an idea. He pointed to the water. "Superheroes hate yucky, smelly goo," he said. "Water, turn into gobbly goo. Zloop." "Ew," said Uniqua. "I hate yucky goo. You can't defeat the power of yuck," Pablo shouted as the supervillains sloshed past. "I know," said Austin. "I'll build a bridge." Whack with his hammer. Moments later, the superheroes were running over the bridge toward the Tower of Power. "Drat," said Pablo as the superheroes dashed past them. "Foiled again." "Do something, Dr. Shrinky." Tyrone pointed at Austin and unleashed his Shrinky ray. Zap! "We've got to get to the top first," squeaked a tiny Austin as the villains ran into the tower. "It's up to you, Weather Woman." Uniqua waved her arms. Whoosh! A twister picked them up off the ground and carried them up, up, up to the Tower of Power. "At last," said Pablo, "we've got the key to the world." "Oh, no, you don't," shouted Uniqua. As Tyrone and Pablo shot their rays at Uniqua, she grabbed the key and held it up. The rays bounced off the key and backed onto the villains, shrinking them and covering them with goo. Then Austin banged a paper clip with the hammer. The tiny gooey villains found themselves trapped in a cage. "Please let us out," said Pablo. "We promise to be nice." "If we let you out," said Uniqua, "then you have to promise to be superheroes. And instead of stealing the key to the world, promise that you'll help us protect it." "We promise," said Pablo and Tyrone. Austin opened the door to the cage and out they came. Then Tyrone made all three of them big again. "I'm not Dr. Shrinky anymore," announced Tyrone. "I'm Dr. Grow, the superhero. And I'm now very clean guy," said Pablo. Suddenly they heard a rambling sound. "I'm also a very hungry guy," Pablo said, laughing. "Let's all go to my house for a super snack," suggested Austin. "We have granola bars." Before going into Austin's house, Pablo turned and looked at everyone. Wow! Whoa! He crackled. Uniqua looked at him sternly. Oops, said Pablo. I mean, superheroes to the rescue. And that is the end of Race to the Power of Tower. What was my favorite part? Suddenly, they heard a rumbling sound. I'm also a very hungry guy, Pablo said, laughing. Let's all go to the House of Super Snacks, suggested Austin. We have granola bars. So guess what? Got a little hungry? Time to go have a snack with friends. Boys and girls, it is Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day. I don't own the rights to this book that I have read to you, but I love storytelling magic. And today we read 2 more stories out of this big book of backyard adventures from the Backyardigans. And what I love about this book is that I could read a couple of stories each time and you can follow along. You have time to catch up, and we're just out here having the best time on our snow day. Whew. We have also our snack, and we have our friends, and coming up sometime soon is this book, Dance with Uniqua. Yeah, that's going to be for a day when I'm feeling in a dancing mood. Will you dance with me and dance with Uniqua and dance with the Backyardigans? I sure hope so, boys and girls. But until then, let us twirl our way back out of here. Back, back, back. Bye from the Backyardigans and Bored with Miss Reynolds. Better Off Reading Every Day. See you for the next 2 stories.